Tips for either one, because pretty much you should be able to, whatever you do at work, you should be able to do at home. Whatever you do at home, you should be able to take to work. Pretty much the most important thing when it comes to espresso is the grind, either commercially or at home, and it's the most misunderstood thing. So if you're going to make an investment in something for your home equipment, I recommend it be the grinder. I think you can do more with a $200 grinder and a $200 machine than you can with a $50 grinder and a $700 machine. I really think that's important. So really invest in a good grinder, especially if espresso at home is important to you. Really look at a grinder. A few things that you want to look for, you want to obviously look for a burr grinder, no blade grinders. And that goes for espresso, drip coffee, any of the above. Definitely use a burr grinder. It protects the beans better. It produces a more consistent grind. So that's a really important thing. Also, look for burrs that you can change. As burrs get dull, you're obviously going to have a problem with your grind changing, it not being as consistent as well. So a lot of machines out right now have conical burr grinders, espresso flat burr grinders, and a lot of those ones don't necessarily get fine or consistent enough. And so I think a conical burr grinder is a really good investment in that aspect. But more importantly, I would actually look for a semi-commercial type of machine, such as a mini Mazzer grinder, things like that. They work more consistently. You're going to find you have a lot more success with them as well, and they're a lot cleaner. I mean, they're meant to be dosed. It's just a mini version of this. Most of your home espresso grinders aren't necessarily meant for this. Rancilio has a really good home model. Secondly, obviously important is the coffee and the roaster. And I really think that you should be talking to your roaster. Home machines are really finicky. They're really hard to use a lot of times. Find out what you're supposed to be achieving with the coffee. What do they recommend? Is your machine doing that, and is your machine getting that out of it? You know, every coffee will do something differently. So if you're looking to get body out of it, how do you do that versus getting floral notes or citrus notes out of it? Well, you may be working with an espresso that just doesn't do that. So what is the taste profile of that coffee? We serve we have 4 or 5 different espressos that we sell online, all that produce a very different taste profile. That's something a roaster should be able to tell you. What is it supposed to taste like? Is it the machine, or is it you, or is it the coffee? You don't necessarily know what it is. And then also, the date of the coffee. Home users, once you open a bag of coffee, it's really not going to be good for 2 or 3 weeks. You just have, really at its maximum, you have to work within, I would say, 3 to 5 days once the bag is open, is really what I would recommend. Home or commercial, obviously. That's really for espresso where it's going to have most of its flavor is in that 3 to 5 days within it being opened. But something you want to ask is, what day do they recommend it being best? For roasters, it can vary anywhere from 4 to 15 days when we're talking about espresso. Drip coffee obviously is great, within 24 hours of being out of the roaster. Espresso doesn't work that way, and you can get very different and skewed results using it at 3 days. Our espresso, our WBC blend, nothing I tell you in the description is going to come out in 3 days. You're just not going to get any of it. So it's important to know, that's why it's really important to be talking to your roaster to find out what they did to get that taste profile.